Alright, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. This is my Laurel oak tree. I repotted this guy just about 2 months ago. I think it was February 11th. Today is April 7th. You can see it's doing very well after the repot. First flush of leaves will come back. Will come out kind of really big. I mean, I actually think it's a nice looking tree as it is right now. Is to let the first flush of leaves come out. They come out nice and big. And then take and do like a partial defoliation, and it'll get a second flush, and then the second flush they kind of come out a little bit smaller, a little bit better looking tree for the rest of the summer. Since this is coming off of a fresh repot, I may be a little more gentle than I usually would. Like, next year I may do the partial defoliation a little bit more thoroughly, if you will. But the general idea here is most of these end branches, especially out on the tips, kind of have the bigger leaves, and what I'll be doing is just kind of taking and folding them up. Won't be quite as easy as this bottom set here, but just folding them up like that. And then just cutting all the tips off there. And then maybe going back even a little bit behind there and clipping them a little more off. Alright, and that'll do it for today. We'll come back and look at it usually about 4 or 5 weeks from now. I don't know if you guys can see, there's actually a little bit of red foliage right there. That's kind of a second flush coming out anyhow. Had I left it alone, they will get some little sporadic, because I did that the very first year I got it. And it got some like sporadic growth coming, from behind that first flush. And I think also with this partial defoliation here, it kind of keeps the second growth from not looking so sporadic. It'll look a little more uniform. Alright, and here we are. It's been about 2 months since that video. In hindsight, I'm thinking maybe in a year that I repot it. Maybe I shouldn't do that partial defoliation. It does look okay now, but you can probably see there's a couple branches here that perhaps have a little dieback. They have like a couple buds in them, so I'm not going to pluck them off now. I think most of these branches on here I'd like to keep. Of course, if they die back, you have no choice. There's a little here. But as I kind of pluck back the brown leaves, you can see some buds in there too. And when it does get that second flush of growth, I think that some of that will kind of take out and take care of itself. Looks good. We did have an abnormally hot and especially dry spring, so that could have contributed something to it. Just had like 2-3 good rainstorms this week. And it really, it had buds before that, but it really started greening up with the 2-3 rainstorms. And we just leave it alone until next spring.